Before we start, leave a like and be grateful for everything you have in your life. 5 life lessons from Socrates that you can apply to your own life. Socrates was the wisest and most ethical person of his time in ancient Greece, but he wasn't the most famous. He made his living as a stonemason, but his real passion was philosophy and questioning the other wise men of Athens. He often challenged their beliefs and ended up getting sentenced to death for corrupting the youth of Athens. While he did not live to see its completion, Socrates had a profound influence on Western thought and philosophy. 1. Lead an authentic life. One of the most important things that Socrates teaches is the importance of living an authentic life. This means being true to yourself and not letting others dictate who you are or what you believe in. It can be difficult to stand up for what you believe in, but it's worth it to live a life that's true to you. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do because they're necessary, but those sacrifices should never compromise your values. The lesson here is to find something worth fighting for and fight with everything you have. In addition, Socrates tells us that it's not enough just to say what we think. We must also act accordingly. Doing something with our lives makes them more meaningful than just talking about them. Doing something with our lives makes them more meaningful than just talking about them. 2. Start with why. In everything that he did, Socrates started with why. He was always trying to get to the root of things, to find out what was really important. And in doing so, he helped others see the world in a new light. Finding what's important is a huge part of living your best life. It's easy to get distracted by all of life's little distractions, but focusing on what matters most is critical. If you find that you can never settle on why you are doing something or chasing a particular goal, then maybe it isn't worth pursuing in the first place. Perhaps there's another goal out there that will really make a difference in your life and in others' lives as well. Think about how you can start with why when setting your goals so that you know it's not just about reaching for more money or fame. It's about pursuing an idea because it makes people's lives better. 3. Live by design, not by default. We all have a choice in how we live our lives. We can either live by design or by default. Default living is letting life happen to us without any proactive planning on our part. On the other hand, living by design means that we take control of our lives and make intentional choices about how we want to live. The key to success is defining your values first. What are the things you value most? What are your goals? How do you measure success? When you know these things, then it's easier to plan out what it will take for you to get there. 4. Consider the consequences of your actions. One of the most important things that Socrates teaches is that you should always consider the consequences of your actions. This is true not only in the physical sense, but also in the moral and spiritual sense. If you are about to do something, take a step back and think about what the consequences of that action will be. Will it bring you closer to your goals or further away from them? Will it harm yourself or others? Taking the time to consider the consequences of your actions can help you make better choices in life. 5. Have integrity. Integrity is one of the most important character traits you can possess. It's what allows you to do the right thing, even when it's hard. And it's something that Socrates was known for. In fact, one of his famous quotes is, "The unexamined life is not worth living." So what can we learn from Socrates about integrity? If you want to live a good life, you need to make sure your actions align with your beliefs. Doing so will allow you to live with more authenticity and less stress. When faced with difficult decisions, take a step back and ask yourself, what would I want if I were in someone else's shoes? Keeping this question in mind will help guide your choices in all situations because it helps put things into perspective. Finally, make sure that you are self-aware enough so that you're able to assess whether or not an action will be beneficial or harmful in the long run.